It's like Percival Wilcox won for kicking. Percival Wilcox.
Go get a rubber band.
Veteran.
Had a good show.
You all got jokes. All right, we are live, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Basement Video Arcade Podcast, the premier podcast on Wednesday nights. Woo! Feel like the Nature Boy tonight.
Oh Lord!
Oh my goodness, Forte. Why do you gotta say "Oh Lord," man?
I just said, "Oh Lord." You sound like you're free right now for some reason.
Yes, I am.
That's the voice of a free man.
Oh my God! Oh my Lord!
Forte, you being messy.
Yeah, Forte.
Yes.
Forte is Forte. You stir the pot up, man. I just realized that you like to stir the pot up.
Hey, if you want to dive deeper into what that means, that is your prerogative, sir. I
never said that. I just said you stir the pot.
Hey,
you're not gonna trick me the way you trick Slow-Mo. I'm not gonna fall
Nobody tricks Slow-Mo. And meanwhile, we just lost like 3 subs. Thanks, Forte.
So we just lost 3 subs.
Yo, I really wonder how we got 1 download already.
I know.
Like somebody drove through and was like,
they heard I was coming.
We have you on the show. We should have like 10 likes already.
Exactly.
You know, I go to the Iron Lords podcast. There's no dislikes. It's always likes every weekend, right?
Nah, we got our haters. We got our haters, man.
Do you?
I heard the dude
I don't see no haters,
man. The dude that's a hater is like apparently like he's a serial hater on like anything that's not Xbox positive. So if we don't like give Xbox props on something, he'll come in like, "No, you're wrong because."
I know
he said I'll be laughing too much whenever Xbox do bad. I got a fake laugh. I don't like the host.
You can't laugh. When they crack on Xbox, you can't laugh.
He was mad at me with the what's the latest show? The
XO.
Yeah, because obviously I voiced my opinion. And he ain't like,
I'm there with you, Cod.
Yeah,
riding with me, man. Because I was like on the island. I'm like, I'm not there with y'all on this.
I was riding with you, man. I was riding with you and Rand. Rand got like 200 downvotes on his video.
Excited us, man. But I told you, I'm gonna be that friend that I'd rather tell you the truth before you go do something stupid.
Right. We ain't friends no more.
Exactly.
I'm coming by to get my jacket.
I'm telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear.
There you go.
I told him 66% of my life was lost during that damn stream.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible. You know, it's interesting, man. I was listening to that podcast, man, and one of your guests, I don't like to call people out by the name. One of your guests had a very interesting point about information. Like I guess it was, how do you put it? He's like, well, these things aren't for entertainment, and I'm paraphrasing here, and if I'm misquoting, please tell me, Cognito. But something effective. You don't watch your shows for entertainment. You watch it for information. The information was good. I'm thinking to myself,
what?
But isn't that like one and the same? Like, isn't the entertainment value and the information part of what make up the show?
I'm sure this very person,
leg and mouth make up a body. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm sure this person also had the opposite perspective about Sony's E3 press conference about the presentation being trash, but hey, the games were good, the information was good, yeah, but the presentation was ridiculously bad. So I'm pretty sure they didn't feel the same way back then, but you know how it is. It's all about the classic.
If anybody believes that this presentation was online with Microsoft's presentation at E3, they lost their mind.
Yeah, straight up lost their mind.
I felt like I was at an island, man. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. And let's get to our first topic of the evening. Let's get into XO 2018, live from Mexico. My Latinos were out there in full force, having a good time.
This one,
Lomo's a fool. Lomo said to me, he goes, "Why are Latinos?" What did he say?
That's not what I said. Clean that up. Once again, lying. Oh my God, we are like in the show for like less than 10 minutes, and Enrique has already told like 6 lies.
Well, no. I want to hear. Okay,
we have barely gotten started. We're just out of the starter blocks. We ain't even got like a full sprint yet. Okay, telling lies already.
All right, the chat coming at you.
He ain't even passed the baton to nobody yet. He's starting.
Oh, already starting.
Yeah. Hey, let's start real quick. Let's start the show again. Let's do our proper introductions because I skipped over that with all the talk of the Cake says 10 out of 10. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that Lord King here in a sec. Someone just called me the Donald Trump of rap.
Oh no! Wow, man, that's tough, man. That means like you lie like every other sentence. I mean, that's pretty hard.
Now, for him to be the Donald Trump, he had to like berate me, B, and Forte, and just call us stupid for asking stupid questions.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then he would kick Forte out for not being quiet when he says so.
I'm not talking. I'm talking to her. Let's just go proper introduction real quick. So we do have a special guest this evening. We have Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords podcast. Cognito, welcome back, man. Always a pleasure to have you on Brap. We've been planning this for like a month, man. So I'm so happy you could make it tonight, man.
Yeah, man, absolute pleasure, man. You know it's long overdue. We've been cooking up behind the scenes, trying to get the dates together. And I'm here, man. The Lords of Brap, my people. B Money and EJ. It's been a minute, right? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
For you too. I feel like I speak to Forte and Slow Mo a lot. And I haven't spoken to you guys in a while. But yeah, man, this is long overdue. And I wanted to shout y'all out because like I said, y'all normally start when I'm at work, and usually I try to catch or at least the tail end. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like y'all been really putting it out there, man. I've been loving the show. I'll be dying. I love the acquisitions of Slow Mo and Forte as an extra dynamic. B Money always comes with it. DJ always comes with it. So I like what y'all doing. Y'all got a nice mix right here, man. Keep it up, man. I really enjoy the show.
Thanks.
Appreciate that, fam.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And feelings mutual, man.
Thank you, bro. Man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
You know, we love the ILP, man. Love what you guys do every week, man. I don't think anyone is as enthusiastic as Lord King. I don't always agree with Lord King, but the man brings passion. I love it. I love the passion he brings.
Passion,
Spider-Man mask.
Somebody said, who was in the chat that said he did his Tyrese impression? He's like, what more do you want from me? Xbox. I was dying. Oh. That's Cat Daddy. Yeah. Yo, that joke's lit.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. The whole bend the knee with the whole Spider-Man.
Oh,
dude, that was. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
Man, that episode.
That's where he wasn't going to escape.
Yeah, I was crying that episode. I was laughing so hard, like tears were coming down my face. My wife was looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "You don't understand. It's just too funny."
Man, that's what I said. I was like, "This is exactly how you berate your friends when you have that one up on them."
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
We know King from back in the day, man. And the thing about him is like, he don't care if he loses to you 1,000 times. He really don't. He gonna get you that one time, and he gonna drag you, and you never gonna hear the end of it. And see, Attic is just, like he's now getting in, in tune with us. So it's like he's never experienced it. So, and what's funny is like King went light. Like I know him. I know how far. Like he was really gonna print up shirts of this boy and sell these on the Iron Lord podcast. Like he goes all the way with it. So I had to tell him, like, yo, you got to change. He's like, nah, I ain't feeling he ain't do all the way to bend the knee all the way. And I ain't get to see his face. I'm like, oh man, you gotta stop, man.
And I was agreeing with him on Twitter. I'm like, I think that
you instigated.
I'm like, the realm demands it.
Oh, man, too funny. Hilarious.
That's funny, man. That was funny. But yeah, man, it's great to have you back on. I get mad love to you guys, man. Everyone, please check out the Iron Lords podcast. Drop the link in the description section below. You definitely don't want to miss these guys. These guys are just great, and they, you guys just keep it real, man. Just honest conversation about gaming, which I think's lacking. So I love it, man. Definitely. Good stuff. So, B Money, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Another great Wednesday. Cogs in the building, so let's get to it, man.
All right, man. Eric Jackson, dude, happy to have you back, man. We missed you last week.
And I had the poorest attendance of any podcast.
We're gonna have to write you up, E.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start getting written up, docked. going in my file. We get calling you in the office, like, we gotta talk about this attendance.
Yeah, Eric, we have to talk about your attendance on the podcast. No, I talk good, man. We're just happy to have you back, man.
Yeah, man. I'm always happy to be here, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, we definitely missed you last week, man. We had a great show with Xbot 448 and Mr. Boomstick XL. Great show last week.
That's the homie. I like one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Forte, what's going on, man? The pot stirrer. What's going on, my friend?
Not much, man. As usual, grinding out, working, playing games. Hit chapter 4 on Red Dead Redemption, so yeah, that game's getting real hot.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Chapter 4 is when it gets
real hot in that game.
It gets real hot. It does.
It just keeps ramping up. You just like, wow, what's about to happen? What's about what's about to happen now? It's great.
Yep, exactly.
I was gonna shut it down as soon as I got to like chapter 3, and then next thing I know, it was chapter 4. I was like, wow, man.
Yeah, I just hit chapter 3. But yeah, man, those story beats are on point.
Yeah, I'm at the end of chapter 6, and I thought I would be able to because I didn't go to work today. I thought I'd be able to.
Hey, you're like Eric.
I was sick today. Yeah, so I thought I'd be able to finish it today, but I just get caught up with the side quests and stuff. And
yep.
And the side quests, they're so good. Yeah. It's just it's like I really want to finish this game, but I don't want to miss out on whatever that was. So I'll go and do it anyway. And this is like one of the few games where I actually are so interested in doing all the content that I feel like if I didn't do the side quests, I somehow missed out. Like my experience was less than it could have been. So yeah, I mean, I'm at the end of chapter 6, but man, I'm loving it. I don't want it to end, honestly.
Has anybody? I know I heard Cognito talking about it during their podcast on Sunday. I got to that part you were talking about the people in the house. I hit that spot, bro. Hey, I hit that spot. I was like, oh shit, this is that shit Cognito was talking about. Let me go check this shit out for myself. Oh, bro, it was spooky as hell up in that house.
Spooky in there, man. Yo. Great. Good game.
Yeah. Slow-mo, what is going on, man?
Man, I am under the weather. I will say that. I am legitimately sick, but yeah, man, I just wanted to play Red Dead today, so I can't come into work.
I know, man. It's not like you can make a computer sick at work.
That's funny, man.
Show up at work, touch the computer, and that thing get like 5 viruses. Yeah, I just decided, let me not go in, and I actually did I did a little bit of Division 2 because I didn't realize the latest Shield came out. So I did some of that. That's going to take way more than one sitting to finish. So I did a little bit of that, and I spent the rest of my day doing Red Dead, which is. Oh, are you guys playing it on the 1X?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. This is the most beautiful game.
Yes.
That I've played. I think this generation.
Really
I mean, just it looks, and I know it's just your regular American countryside, but damn, it looks good. It looks amazing. And it's just sometimes when like I look down on my phone because someone sent me a message and I look up and I'm just like, for a quick second, it's like my mind has to process that's not like real trees and a real river that's running in between. It's fire. That game's great.
Yes, I want to see it without the corner store HDR.
I know, right?
Wow.
Wow.
Corner store
Oh.
HDR. If it looks that good with the corner store HDR, imagine without. Like
Bootleg HDR.
Is that false advertising?
I guess.
You know it is because it's not real HDR at all. It's pretty much false advertising. They need to. I need a patch. They need a patch.
Yeah, badly.
Yeah, they need to be.
They was trying to crunch, but y'all was on their back, man. So
hey, flip side, someone who was supposed to be doing that was crunching too much. Hey, look, quality hours over quantity hours, man. On that 98th hour of the week, he was like, "They gonna get the HDR that I give them."
Too funny, man.
You guys think they're gonna patch it?
Hope so.
I think they will. I think they will eventually. But it's
They'll get patched when the PC version comes out.
yeah, I was gonna say probably when PC drops.
Yeah.
Then they still have the multiplayer component they have to add too. So there's a lot of crunching left to do.
Yeah, but it's crazy that it looks that good without the real HDR. But that's what I'm saying. Imagine what it'll look like with it.
Yeah.
Oh, it look amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Let's get to the first topic of the evening. Xbox XO 2018, live from Mexico. Was it Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Live from Mexico City, which apparently I didn't know. Apparently, the Xbox is a big deal in Xbox. It's like Xbox in Mexico. It's like the number one selling console in Mexico.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that, but so looked like a strong turnout from what I could, what we saw on Mixer or YouTube, whatever you're watching it on, and the crowd was enthusiastic. They were really into it. I mean, I think at one point they were chanting "Sea of Thieves."
That's
passion,
man. How much they paid them for that, man?
there had to have been some producer on the side that started the chant. He was like, "Sea of Thieves." And they were just so hyped and drunk off of tequila that everybody.
Okay, why is
That's
that
probably
tequila,
what it
man?
was. Arkansas, you know how to have an open bar.
Right, yeah, they were serving margaritas and tequila shots. Yeah,
Gotta get y'all all lathered up.
Dude,
someone's like,
tequila.
Someone's like, why are they excited like they're at a soccer game? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Soccer game.
That's what you said, Slow-Mo.
I say soccer game. Here we go, man. I
say that.
I think I said that.
Yeah,
someone said that. I thought
attribute everything to me. I need to go back in the DMs and see. I said something, but it wasn't a soccer game. I was just like, I was just really surprised they were that excited. But hey, look.
No, my Latino people, man, we party, man. We do. Let me tell you something. You come to my house for the holidays, I guarantee it's a fucking party.
Where's the invitation?
Man.
Man.
Pulling up.
You see if these might just be lit in Mexico.
Oh,
that's where those 4 million players are from, Mexico.
You're a savagery going on right now.
I mean, I didn't get a chance for any of the other games. I just heard it for that one,
Yeah, that is the only game they chanted for. Nah,
it is.
But you said they feed you real good at a fan fest, right?
Yo, dude, they take care of you.
There we go. They held back. They said, "Who's hungry? Know what you gotta do."
Hungry. You said you know what you gotta do. Remember to say "Sea of Thieves" the loudest gets an Xbox One X.
On, man.
With no cords.
With no cords. That kid was so lost when his birthday hat on. He didn't know what the hell was going on.
Why they throw a birthday hat on that kid like that? I'm like, come on. I tell you,
give away this 1X.
Yeah.
Come here.
You come here.
He said, "Come here."
He said, "Come here."
Take this 1X.
You look like you want an Xbox One X.
Okay. Where the cords at? How do I use this with no cord?
They like Nintendo. They said, "Hey, we know you got an Xbox at home. Just use those cords."
Oh wow! Not like this.
Because 3DS still don't come with cables and cord if you buy it new.
The only 1X in the world with the power brick still on the outside.
Oh man!
Oh wow! Right.
No, but I mean seriously, the crowd was great. They were into it. They were the whole time, man. They were just cheering, clapping. They were chanting when Phil came out to talk, and who who's that? What's her name? The blonde-headed lady that Phil's talking to. What's her name? I always forget her name.
I don't know, but she's the best host there.
Yeah, she is. And then Larry Harrim's got to mess up the whole damn show. Look, okay, I just want to throw something. I want to ask you guys something. I'm going to ask you because you're a guest tonight. I'm going to ask you a question. Does Major Nelson resonate with gamers?
All right, I know where this narrative is going. I listen to Brad. I listen to Brad, and I know where you're going to make it. Listen, I think I'm finally there. I think this XO kind of put me like I threw him in the bushes on ILP. I was just like, he doesn't resonate right now. Like he's a professional guy. Don't get me wrong. The guy's been doing it for a long time. But at the end of the day, like I think they're just gonna have to transition. Like they got the new chick in now, and they give Ricari a little bit more light. If you notice, you know what I'm saying? Like they've got to transition because that crazy Eddie / Larry with slashing prices thing, I was done. I literally tuned out of the show at that point. So it's like,
OG dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like. I see. I'm not by myself. Sam, y'all listening? I'm not by myself.
At the end, because what happens is, like I said before, is you can have great announcements, but because of this terrible pacing, these cringy jokes, you know, and it's not all on him, but at the same time, he had his own segment. Someone signed off on that segment and said, "This is a go."
Which segment are we talking about here, sir?
The Crazy Larry joint.
But you ain't like the Crazy Larry, man. That was hilarious.
Nah, son. I was like, after all y'all done in this show to us, this is what you're gonna do now.
Right. I was dying, bro. I was dying. I can't. I think that was my entertainment for the whole show. I was crying in disappointment, but it was still funny as hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, fortunately, I was laughing for a whole different reason.
Yeah, exactly. I'm laughing.
I can't believe they did this, Joe.
And they say people said they wanted Crazy Larry back.
Oh man, no, people ain't say that. People is plural.
Yeah,
I don't think people were saying that. That thing was cringy. I was just like, what is this? Why did they do? I felt embarrassed for him because I could tell he thought this is going to be really funny and everyone's going to really, find amusement in this and they're going to be laughing with me. But really, they weren't like laughing at you. This is, I think his time has passed. I think he has he needs to kind of fade into the background. Let Ricari and that hot blonde chick, I can't remember her name, and everyone else kind of get their shine, use it inside Xbox to get a platform and to do what they do because they're younger people, and I think the audience resonates better with them than they do with Larry. And it's just, I mean, just all jokes aside, he's not. I think if. Go ahead.
Who's the community manager for PlayStation?
I don't know.
Pennywise.
Do they have?
No, I'm saying. So what?
Do they have one? So,
that's a good question.
I'm pretty sure
they gotta have one.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's technically what Major Nelson is for like the last 20 years, 10 years at least. No shit, yeah, damn near 20.
I mean, he's been around for a long. He's been around since like OG Xbox.
I mean, I met the first time I met Major Nelson is when they did the release of the Xbox in New York because that's where I was in New York when they were feeding everybody Surge on a day-to-day basis.
Yes,
I was right there in New York in Times Square when they was handing out those X's. I mean, that Xbox One, and I picked the original Xbox. Got it then. They was running Halo LAN tournaments and stuff there and everything, and he was a little bit more personable back then too.
No, listen, like I gotta give him credit. Like he's a pro. Like I don't want to disrespect him. Like he's a pro. He's been doing it for a long time. But I think
he should be hosting Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, they've been kind of like pretty funny. They've been kind of like filtering this line right now, trying to still figure out what this Inside Xbox show is going to be, and it's just still they don't know. It's like they want it to be information, but at the same time, it's like they're trying to force entertainment, and I think that's where the disconnect is because I know some game people liked it, but I know a lot of people that didn't. A lot of people liked it. What's going on here?
The question is, do they need to have it every month?
I say could just because of Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like,
does
the direction that they need to take the show is to be more informational. but I think they need to get more devs on there talking about their games. Like, it still needs to be game centric.
Yeah.
And provide information towards games. But a lot of the little skits and like the goofy stuff that they try to pull off, that's just not working. Cut the show in half.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. If they're gonna do it monthly, they can't go 2 hours every month.
Highlight what's coming to Game Pass or whatever the next big first party game is, or whatever the case is. Do a little small deep dive, talk to some devs, and get up out of there. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be a 2-hour show every month.
Facts.
Because it's filled with a bunch of fluff and nonsense that people really don't care about. And that's why people tune out. You know what I mean? You put up a cringeworthy segment, people are like, all right, you know what I mean? I'll go find something else to do, or you know what I mean? I'll catch the highlights later on, you know?
Yeah. I think the shortest one they've done is like 90 minutes.
Yeah. They really try to hit that 2 hours really hard, and it's just like that. It's not necessary. You don't have 2 hours worth of content every month. Just give us what you got. If it's half an hour, at least it's a half an hour that I will be fully engaged, and you're giving me information that I care about. Another thing I think is a problem is that they seem to gear some of these things to like the casual audience, but casual audience doesn't watch this. Like casual gamers don't even know Inside Xbox exists.
I agree.
Why you tailor it to the hardcore audience, the people who are actually know it exists and are going to show up every month to see what it is, whether they're there to troll and put V's all through the chat, or whether they're actually there because they really care about the information and they care about the Xbox brand. But like tailor it to those people. Most people who play Minecraft don't know Inside Xbox exists, so we should probably not do a huge segment about Minecraft and cats and pandas. No,
well, I think this was a little bit bigger than just a episode of Inside Xbox. This was something. This is like one of their probably going to be like their second biggest event they're going to do every year. So I can see them bringing up Minecraft in an event setting like that, not month to month like in regular episodes, but for something like this, because 91 million people playing Minecraft every month is nothing to sneeze at.
Not at all. But that's also why I think like if they're going to continue doing the show going forward, that they need to separate it. XO needs to be its own thing like it was before. And if you still want to do Inside Xbox, treat it just like Nintendo does with their Treehouse. It's an event that happens after that over the weekend or whatever, and that allows devs to talk about whatever was shown at XO.
I want to actually back B up on that, because I actually, as I thought more about it, I said honestly they probably should have held XO until next year, when they actually probably have more to talk about from what their devs are going to be working on, and more things to actually show that can be XO centric and live within the traditions of what XO has been. There's no reason that this couldn't just been called Inside Xbox, at FanFest.
I just called Game Pass.
And that's the other thing, I know people were saying, well, it was a great advertisement for Game Pass, but we can go back and kind of say again, what audience are you talking to? Because most people that are going to tune in for that are like us, who know about it, right? Now you will catch some outside people like that kind of maybe jump in, they found out about it, whatever the case may be, but you got to keep that same energy. Nothing wrong with pushing Game Pass. It's a great thing to push. It's a great service. Let everybody know about it, but you're pushing it back to all of us who probably already are subscribed. Keep that energy in other areas, and maybe they will. It remains to be seen. But I'm saying that kind of energy needs to be pushed outside of something like the XO FanFest, whatever the case may be.
I also think that.
Let me speak, Forte.
I wasn't Forte.
I mean, Slow Mo.
Whoa, hold on. Hey, I know we argue a lot, but we are not the same. Not the same.
Woo! I'm sorry. I'm in my Ric Flair mode right now. I got a blonde wig on. Okay, I don't have one. No, Slow Mo, go ahead, man. I'll let you talk, man. I'll chime in.
Oh, after all that, man. No, you need to say what you need to say.
No, I interrupted Slow Mo. Go ahead, Slow Mo. You have the floor, sir.
What I was going to say was I don't think you should ever do an event like this, have an event like that, and not show a new IP, not show one new first party IP. I think anytime you do an event like that, I mean, even though BlizzCon got completely blown up and criticized, at least they showed a new IP. It wasn't what anyone wanted, but they showed something. And I think you have to show something new. And to kind of justify even having the event. I agree with E. Just don't do it. Don't do it till next year when your new studios as well as your older studios have had another year of time, and they may be able to be ready to show something. I mean, I've been hearing now after the show that Ninja Theory will likely be able to show their new game next year. I mean, well, like, that would have been perfect for XO or E3, but that's the kind of stuff that you need to have there. The studio acquisitions are awesome. I'm happy for them. I didn't know who NXL was until when I realized who those people were and where they worked previously. I was like, oh, okay, all right, I see the pedigree there. But those studio announcements are great, but that can't be the entire, like, basically the best part of the show. You left it to the end, and then they seem to have, like, I got tired of seeing that graphic with Game Pass. Like, they stretched that thing out for like a good like 90 minutes. Just kept, hey, here's 3 more games in there. Now let's go do a multiplayer. Now come back and do 3 more games. I'm like, look, just hit me with all up. It's like you're really you didn't have 2 hours of content, honestly. And so
the show didn't need to be 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, I think you, I think you said this, Cognito, and I know Rand Thor said this too, that it was boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's B is on the money. It's literally, sometimes less is more. Condense the show. Like, I thought it started very strong. I thought the PUBG thing was a little power move. I thought they had the announcements. If you move the end where they had the Mad Booty segment with the announcements, and you put that at the end at the first hour, and you condense all of that. The mind, not saying that, listen, Forte is right. Minecraft is very important to them. And I know I don't personally care for it, but the fact speaks for itself as far as the engagement. So, just all you gotta do is just shorten up some of these segments, eliminate a lot of the cringeworthy stuff. You've got a 1 hour packed show of great information. Because if you look at the show, if you just read the show on Xbox Wire, it's actually not a bad show when you just read it from an announcement standpoint. Right?
Yes.
But then when you watch the show, and you're just like tuned out with all the foolishness and the hubbub and all that's going on. And
Crazy Larry.
Yeah.
I mean, they spent 15 minutes on Kingdom Hearts plus listening to somebody that we don't speak their language.
Exactly. And then I remember past, all the Inside Xboxes, they speaking to the guy with the music, and it's just a lot of stuff could be put on the Xbox YouTube channel. Right. You go there for that. You know what I'm saying? And then you just come here for the, for this 1 hour show, because they just got to condense it, man. That's all they got to do.
That's what I've been saying from jump, man. Just keep it like a tight, like 40 minutes, if anything. And just, like you said, you can be very impactful with that. You start losing people after a while,
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. Well, I do want to go to what I thought was probably a big announcement or big reveal for them. Crackdown 3. Games coming February 15th now. We saw gameplay footage. I'm over the Terry Crews Old Spice commercials.
I hope the play has them.
Yeah, and
I liked it. I thought it was humorous. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, it was funny. But I gotta say the cloud tech that's behind this game, the structural environments, was impressive.
Yes.
Other than that, though, I can't say that I'm overly excited with this game, because the lock-on mechanisms and multiplayer is something that concerns me. Kanye, I know you guys talked about that.
Yes, we had Jez on.
Yeah, and Jez is, by the way, when you guys asked Jez what his thoughts were, because he's playing Crackdown, and he
with the sigh.
I said, that's all I need to hear, and his reaction kind of confirmed what I initially thought myself when I saw the preview, or when they showed at XO. I'm like, you know what, the structural environment, that looks cool, but that's gonna wear off. Like, that's gonna wear off if this game doesn't have deep multiplayer components to it or mechanics. The novelty of all the structural environments is gonna wear off at some point.
Yeah,
and I kind of got the sense that was where he was going with that. But go ahead, Cognito.
Yeah, I mean, literally kind of what you said, because my thing is, like I said, we all agree that they needed to show this game, right? This game could not miss inside Xbox XO, and talk about its releasing in February. So that was a good thing. From a graphical standpoint, yes, it looks solid. They just needed to not embarrass themselves. That's how I felt with Crackdown, right? And it did that job. But then now, as we go and we pull the layers off, right? So we're asking Jez, okay, you've touched it. What's going on? And Attic was kind of on the same bag I was on, because I wasn't really necessarily a fan of that lockdown mechanic. Now I got to be honest. I'm a Crackdown fraud. I really didn't play the other Crackdowns like that, to be honest. Like I remember when
it's always been there.
It's always been there in Crackdown.
That's what people are telling me, and that's why I said when I revisited, and people were like, no, that's part of it. That's the game.
It is part of it.
So I get that.
Yeah.
I guess my whole thing is the gameplay loop, right? The end game. Like, is it going to be enough to sustain itself with deeper multiplayer mechanics? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, Enrique, I'm worried about like after you get over the hoopla of the builds and the destruction, you know, is it a fun game to come back to? That's my only concern. And the other thing is, which is I still don't have a definitive answer. We thought it was 60. Now I'm hearing it's 30 frames per second. Then I was hearing it's 4-player co-op initially, but now I'm hearing rumors that no, it's 2-player co-op. So there's still little bits of information that still hasn't been disseminated all the way just yet that I'm waiting to to get a hold of. But at the end of the day, listen, it's a Game Pass game. They didn't embarrass themselves. It's coming. I will touch it. I'll see what put it through its paces. But yeah, I know where you're going with that, Enrique. I definitely do.
Let me add on to that, Kyle, because I said the same thing. I said the one thing that this game has going for it is that it is in Game Pass. Yes. If this was a game that was going to be supposed to be able to stand up on their own, there's a lot of questions that really need answering. I said this on Gaming Perspective. I don't feel a lot of heat around the game either way because Game Pass saved it for me. If it's awesome, it's in Game Pass. If it's terrible, it's in Game Pass. It doesn't go either way, right? Now the thing is, and I was cautious about how much I want to talk about it because I know how people feel sensitive, right? People got so caught up in it's real, it's coming, and they cancel. I told you. I said, okay, that's cool, but did you really look at what was there? Why can't we get one concise, tight package about what this game is? You're either iffy about what the single player looks like, and you mask it behind another Terry Crews commercial because everybody gets lost in the fact that Terry Crews is in it. I love Terry Crews, but I'm like, it's not Terry Crews' Crackdown. It's Crackdown, right? And then it's like, okay, I get it. People have been asking about the multiplayer, so you want to lead with that. But it's like we can't get the whole story. And it comes in February. People are like, well, it's still in February. No, it comes in February. This is the time now where you really need to be talking that up. Maybe they will. You had a show to do that. You could have, if you want to do this long segment of this show, you could have really dedicated that time to Crackdown.
Yeah. Hey, I want to go to B real quick. B, I know you've had some criticisms of this game in the past, man.
I mean, I still have those same criticisms. You know what I mean? Like, I told you guys long before, like, there's something wrong with this game, and it clearly has been something wrong with this game. So, you know what I mean? I applaud them for getting back out there and putting the work in to at least make the game look decent. You know what I mean? It looks at least playable, No,
it look good. It did look good.
Graphically, it looks better. You know what I mean? You see the tech there. But like he was saying, you know what I mean? We still don't know what the story beats is like for the game at all. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why, like, they make a big deal about Crackdown and then are so scared to really show it off. You know what I mean? Right. Like, there's been this big hubbub about it. You know what I mean? It's been in production for, X amount of years. And, we're still getting fed tiny spoonfuls of it at a time.
Exactly.
And it needs to have a big blowout. You know what I mean? It's come out in February. And yes, it is going to Game Pass. And, you know what I mean? Though Microsoft will come out and talk about, X amount of millions of players have played Crackdown and all that. It's great. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, is the game going to be the caliber that we expect, or is it going to be another one of those 69 rated games? You know what I mean? So,
and then people are mad that it's not nominated.
Right. You know what I mean? So just come out and show us what the game is. You know what I mean? Let the game kind of stand on its own, and if it has the legs to stand, it will. And if it won't, you know what I mean? People will play it and then push it to the wayside and wait for the next thing to come out.
Well,
but then people make those excuses too. Well, it's in Game Pass and that's free and blah blah. And it's like, nah, still,
that excuse needs to stop though. Like, stop telling me that the reason why this game is rated this way is because it's in Game Pass and they didn't spend millions of dollars to make it and all this other nonsense. Because that's all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, Microsoft's still putting the same amount of money behind a lot of these studios and a lot of these games to put out great content. You know what I mean? If the game is up to snuff, it'll be a great game. Look at Forza Horizon. One of the best games out, one of the highest rated games out this year. The proof is in the pudding. So You know what I mean? Like, don't give me excuses why other games are rated so low, and then Forza Horizon trumps everything that you just said. You know, they bought all these studios, and everybody's talking about quadruple A and all this other nonsense. Like, put up or shut up. You know what I mean? Like, we're still paying for the service. We still expect the same quality of games. So, if games continue to come out at average or below average score, then what does that really say?
Hey, like I want to echo what B is saying. Like Crackdown, State of Decay 2, and Sea of Thieves, when these games were in pre-production, no one even knew what a damn Game Pass was. So I don't want to hear anything about whether it's just in Game Pass, because that wasn't what the scope of the game was intended to be for. It was intended to be a game that people would buy straight up for the quality of the game, and not say, well, hey, I can try it out with Game Pass and maybe I'll like it. So the quality of the game is what it is. It stands on its own merit or lack thereof. And so, we'll see what happens with Crackdown 3. I think I agree with a lot with what B was saying. For me personally, I really was disappointed I didn't get a chance to see the campaign, anything from the campaign whatsoever. I think with the XO stream, they could have cut the Kingdom Hearts part, just cut that entirely, and could have put in the Crackdown 3 campaign, something of it, to kind of get us seeing what it's going to be like. Not to
cut you off slow mo, but the Crackdown 3 should have been a thing that should have been at the end. Like, that should have been your big blowout. The announcements of the studios could have been put in the middle of the show.
Smart.
You know what I mean? And then you blow out Crackdown at the end. You show some campaign, you show some multiplayer, and you end with that.
And that's the difference. What I was trying to say on LP is that's the difference when it comes down to their presentation, where Nintendo and these guys do a direct. It's very concise. It's very information. Boom, boom, boom. They even have a nice surprise. The same thing with Sony. When they do it, it's very cinematic. It's very much appealing. They still do not know how to present, and it's a problem. Because, like, literally, if you would have just said what B-May just said as far as setting up the sequence of the show would have been phenomenal. You put Crackdown, because remember, think about the anticipation, right? Everyone wants to see if it works, if the cloud destruction is real, and then you do a little hubbub. Boom, Crackdown, breakdown. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Breakdown. Yeah, let's do it. And then the last point I want to say is that, again, we're speaking to Jez, when they were talking, it seems that they're still taking feedback. So it ain't the vibe I'm getting is there's still a lot of tweaking behind the scenes as far as what they want to do as far as the gameplay loop.
I was about to bring that up.
So this sounds like a Game Pass game where we're gonna get it day one, and then we gotta wait 3 to 6 months for it to be a full game. That's what you're telling me, Todd.
It's okay.
I'm just repeating what the man told me, man.
Service, man. Don't you know they get better as they go along?
Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe I was hearing.
My question is: does anybody think if Microsoft could have canceled this game without any fallback or slack, you think they would have did it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have did it, just because I think they really wanted to get the tech out there, and I think the tech is what they really want to use for in the future. Yes. And I wouldn't be surprised if whatever the initiative is working on will have some of that tech in it. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I think this is a testament, and this is kind of the base, and then I think a lot of the other game developers will use a lot of this tech. I wouldn't even be surprised if Halo Infinite has some sort of destruction in it as well. You know what I mean? The way that they look to be scoping that game.
Yep, that's literally what Jez got from it. He actually didn't really talk about the game as far as excitement for the game itself, but he was excited for the future because of the Azure cloud tech and how this could be applied to future Microsoft games. That's where he really got excited. And I think that's where the key is, exactly what you just said there.
So Cognito, when he said that on your show, man, my takeaway was, you know what? The game's probably not that good. And the highlight is the tech, which is fine. And I think B's right, man. I think this is kind of I don't want to say it's a tech demo, but this is kind of give us a taste of what Microsoft's going to incorporate in some of their first party titles in the future.
You know, can I say that really disappoints me? And I'm gonna give you an example of why it disappoints me. Say like in the movie industry, let's say like a movie, like some of these action films, and you see some of the ones that say like Michael Bay does, or like the Fast and Furious movies, and they always have like these huge stunts, and they always do these really bombastic like battles, explosions, kinds of stuff. Transformers, and they actually form the movie around the stunt. So the movie isn't really like the plot of the movie, the story, the characters, the motivations, all that stuff is secondary. It's getting them to the area and getting the pieces together for the stunt. And the reason why I bring that up is that it makes it a bad movie, because the movie isn't the movie should be more about than just, hey, that one stunt where, you know, Vin Diesel, you know, jump lane, you know, over two bridges,
over a tank.
like the whole setup to make that happen is ridiculous, and it lessens the movie as a whole. And so when I hear things like, yeah, well, you know, the tech is great, there's using the Azure service, I'm like, look, what I really want, I want these amazing talent that Microsoft has purchased for their first party to make what they want. I don't care if they don't want Azure, don't need Azure cloud servers. I really hope Microsoft isn't like, well, hey, fit it in there somehow. You know, like fix your game around our tech so we can showcase what all of our other stuff that Microsoft has in all their other studios. Like, I don't like, there's a place for it sometimes, but I don't think every game should have that. I don't want to see that in every game, and I really like that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't think Crackdown 3 is going to be a good game, but not that because it's just, you know, it's Crackdown 3. Crackdown's okay, but because the sole reason for them to make the game was just to show off, you know, cloud destruction. That's not why I want to play a game. I want to play a great game, a great experience, great gameplay, great story. That's what I want. All that other stuff, your technology should be what's secondary, not the other stuff that makes a great game. And so I'm really hoping that Microsoft First Party is taking that approach. And we do know that, like Ninja Theory has said, hey, look, we got full creative freedom. And I think Obsidian said something similar. And I hope that they've all been saying that. I hope that's the case. I actually kind of feel like some of them don't need creative freedom, compulsion. You know, just some of them might need to be.
Don't hold them accountable for a game that they did that they made before they got bought out, man.
Look, I'm saying some of them need a firm hand. Some of them
Hey, some people would say 343 need one too.
Hey, I mean, they do until they make a Halo game that has a great campaign and great multiplayer. Because so far they haven't done that yet. Yeah, firm hand.
Hey, time out.
Firm hand.
Hey, y'all. I need to put a disclaimer out there.
Let me just finish my point. My point is just that I don't want Microsoft next gen thinking, hey, we want technology. We want to showcase that technology in every single damn game over, hey, let's just make great games. Because I just want to see great games.
So you don't want them to be like Frostbite in every game like EA does.
Yes. EA ruined some BioWare games for that shit. You know, hey, like for example, perfect examples, Andromeda. Stop what you're doing. Stop that you're halfway, 2 years in, halfway done with this game. Completely change the engine. Do it in. I don't care that you don't know how to use Frostbite and it has no tools whatsoever for an RPG. You figure it out. But we're going to go Frostbite from now on. That's just like that doesn't make good games, and I don't want to see that stuff.
It ain't personal, just business.
Hey man, look.
Well, Microsoft did come out and say during that reveal of the destructional environments back in what 2013 or 14 when they showed 13 when they showed it, they said that it was just a tech, and they said now they got to find a way to make that tech into a game. So when you saw that Crackdown 3 was the game they were doing it with, you already pretty much knew what you were getting from it. I just don't think Microsoft, I think if they had a chance to just get this game from underneath them, they would have. But it really just comes down to the messaging after this game releases. Are they still going to be talking about Crackdown 4 or 5 months after launch like they do Sea of Thieves? Because they talk about Sea of Thieves every month.
Yeah,
Are they going? Is Crackdown going to be the same way? Which I highly doubt. I think they're going to release this game and it's going to be kind of forgotten within 2 months of it being out.
Crack who? Crack what?
Oh, hey, I mean, I gotta give them credit. Much as they've been getting killed for the games as a service model. I gotta give them credit, at least in terms of Sea of Thieves, with the continued support. So it's like they're not giving up the game completely. You know what I'm saying? Even State of Decay, they're still supporting it. They've got content that drops this week or whatever. The key is gonna be, is that enough? Because a lot of times, a lot of people agree with Slow-Mo. A lot of people agree with B-Money in the same standpoint that, if the initial offering feels like a snack and not a meal, right? Then you're not inclined to really engage yourself with it from the jump. And a lot of times with so far outside of Forza Horizon, a lot of those games have felt, like they're not completed until, bugs are fixed or until more content is added and stuff like that. Yeah, it will be very, I'm with you though, Forte. Like, I'm curious to see moving forward how Crackdown is handled. Will it receive that treatment like a Sea of Thieves? Will there be continued support, things added to it, of that nature? It's very interesting. Or is it one of those things that, look, this game cannot be canceled? It was on the ropes a million times. We got it out. Whew, all right, now we move on to the next game. It's very interesting. We'll see what happens with that.
A perfect example about what I was talking about with highlighting the services over just making a great game is Obsidian's canceled game Stormlands that was supposed to come out, or be a launch title for Xbox One, and Obsidian got that game approved because they said, "Hey, look, we're going to take your cloud servers, we're going to take your Connect, we're going to incorporate all the stuff that you care about into this game," but they couldn't make it work. Because they were too focused on making sure they had all this other stuff that had nothing to do with making just a great RPG get into the game, and they just couldn't do it. And so, and then it ends up getting canceled. And then both sides realized that it just wasn't, the development wasn't going the way they wanted it to. And that's just, and I'm thinking, like, you could have had a great Obsidian new IP, but the focus was on highlighting your technology and your different services over just making a great RPG. It's a missed opportunity.
Hopefully that's not the direction, because no one wants that. No one wants engine over quality. And even when Clobro was raving about it, initially before the reveal, one thing I did keep in mind is like, oh, don't worry about the narrative. And I'm like, nah, I want to know what's going on with the narrative. I want to know what's going on with the campaign. And that's why I kept asking, like, what's up with the campaign? Like, what's going on? Yeah, you can have Terry Crews as the face, but I want to be involved with the story. So that part I ain't confident in. I'll be honest. I got to see more on that.
Well, I mean, clearly they're not confident about it because they didn't show it.
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're confident about something, you show it. I mean, that's just...
Yeah. I mean, to me, it seems like it was more of a... to shut the naysayers up about the cloud tech, because they were getting clowned on that front so much. So I'm willing to give them, another month. We'll see what happens, but they got to show. They got to show, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to always compare them to Sony, but when you're confident in a game, then you'll do stuff like what Sony was confident with Spider-Man. They showed a full mission. They showed a full mission with the cutscenes and all that stuff at E3. That's when you're confident about your game. You just, hey, look, that's just only a portion of what you're going to experience when you play this. And that, yeah, go ahead.
And even when, you have to question, Sony's confidence in the game with a game like Days Gone, they'll say, you know what, go put it back on the shelf. Y'all ain't ready.
Yeah.
We'll delay it, and even though they've shown it, it was on the cover of Game Informer, and they showed it again and took back more feedback, and people were just like, nah, that ain't it, son. You know what I mean? So Sony's like, yo, go put it back on the shelf, man. And it was initially coming out in February, now it's coming out in April. So they'll wait until it's ready to go. So
same thing they did for God of War. Told God, hey, look, this ain't it, Chief. This is an issue.
Yeah.
Take it back, work on it. Oh, now you got a game of the year contender.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
No, I mean, it's great points, guys. And I just quick disclaimer: we don't hate Xbox. Just want to throw it out there. I'm sure.
Nah, man, we all be on the X, man.
I know. We all mostly play on the Xbox One X, but we're gonna get a lot of comments in the comment section. You guys hate Xbox, No, we're just
we're critical because we love it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly. We love the consoles. We love what both companies are doing, and we want to see them do well at the end of the day because we benefit. Someone said that gaming is a selfish hobby. I forgot who said that.
King said it, right?
Mm-hmm. Was that Lord King?
Or was that Jay? Either whoever said it is true.
Maybe Jay.
Maybe whoever said it's true. I mean, it's a selfish hobby. It is. And so selfishly, I want to see.
I co-sign on that. It's like I really don't care what you want.
That's right, man.
At the end of the day, I think about it. I'm like, I mean, we can talk about a lot of stuff, but I don't care what you want. You don't buy anything for me.
Honestly, I believe if Microsoft would have stuck with their original plans back in 2013, they would have been in a better place right now.
We're not gonna go back to 2013.
Me personally, I'm just saying I had no problem with that because I was being selfish because I always have internet.
I mean, look, I didn't have an issue with it.
Like, that's a you problem.
Hey, look, the reality matters.
I laughed when he said we got a system for you. It's an Xbox 360. I felt bad, but I laughed at the same time.
Yeah, I feel bad, but not bad enough.
That was
let's move on. Let's keep moving.
That Ric Flair from Microsoft. Woo,
woo.
I tell you what, man. Like I want Xbox to do well. I'm really. I always like. If I buy your platform and I've purchased every single platform, every single Xbox that Microsoft has made, I'm purchasing it and I'm with the hopes that you're successful because as long as you're successful, I'm going to keep getting content. I didn't waste my money. I'm actually going to be using it. And it's the same for Sony. And, when eventually I'll buy a Nintendo Switch, it'll be the same for Nintendo. like if I don't rock with you, I don't buy you, and that's I just keep it real. But, I've bought every Xbox because I appreciate the franchises. I'm a big Halo fan. I read the books. I'm a big nerd like that. So, I want the next one to do well. I want the next Gears to do well. I want them to do well. So when we criticize them, it's not like you guys suck and this is why you suck. We're criticizing them like, hey, look, this could have been done better. This is why we think it could have been done better because we want you to be successful. And and in order to do that, when we see things and we don't like it, and it's just like, hey, you gotta keep it real. Would you rather us be a circle jerk podcast where everyone is just jerking each other off with pretending like everything is great, or you just want us to be real? Because I would rather be around gentlemen who are real.
Tough love, man. That's what it is.
I wanted to say was I hope, and this is to my Xbox people, all my Xbox people that talk about the reason they bought X is because they want the best version of multiplats. If PlayStation releases this new system next year, because I know 90% of the people in this community, they own both systems when it comes to the Xbox side. I just want to see the same energy going forward when you have a PS5 that's probably more powerful than the Xbox One X. And I want to see you buying those multi-plat games over there, because the whole reason people say that they buy these games on Xbox One X and they multi-plats is because they're better on this system. Just food for thought. Just remember this time next year, if the PlayStation 5 releases, I expect all those people that have been saying that for a whole year now to be buying those games on PS4 or the PS5 until the new Xbox comes out.
Are you trying to say it might be a disparity there?
I'm just getting the timestamp.
Keep that same energy. Keep that
same timestamp right now. We need the energy to be the same on both sides because, like you said, overall, yes, we're just gamers. I'm going to have a PS5 at launch. And if the games are significantly better over there, I'll buy my multiplats over there. But other than that, I just want to see everybody else doing the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, Enrique, you said the same thing at one point, didn't you?
What's that?
Like if graphics and fidelity and all that were so important to you, people would have been buying PlayStation.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like,
if it was that important at the time,
that important to you. I mean, look, I played multi-plats on PlayStation 4. Till the Xbox One X came out. I went to the X, and I'll do the same for the PS5.
If that PS5 is backwards compatible to PS4, day one. I'm day one in the line. I'm elbowing little kids out the way. I mean, mugging mamas who there for they don't even know what they buying. I'm telling them about the wrong thing just to make sure I get my copy. Like, yeah, that's me.
Slow-mo, just reserve, just pre-order one, Slow-mo. You won't have to hurt anybody.
Backslap nobody. Yeah.
Get out of my way, elbow a little kid in the eye.
Pre-order. Mommy, that man hit me. Shut up.
Shut up, boy. Shut up, boy.
Yeah, like I would play, except for shooters, because I hate
shooters. Yeah,
I gotta have my asymmetrical thumbstick. Yeah, I gotta have that for shooters.
If PlayStation did that, would that change your opinion of that controller, though?
Well, I mean, I have a decent one now. I have the I can't remember the name of it now, but it's like a third party one. It's pretty decent. It's a little too light.
The Scuff Advantage is actually pretty good for it. Could I have the Scuff Advantage controller? It has offset for PlayStation.
Did they fix those dead zones?
Mine didn't have bad dead zones. I got lucky.
Oh, okay, because I guess a whole lot of people.
There's a lot of people with bad dead zones in that.
Yeah, I had to back off because I'm like, if I spend $200 on this and it's a trash controller, I am flipping the fuck out. So like, I was like, let me not even bother. But the one I got is a Hori Onyx. Yeah, it's the Hori Onyx, and it's
that's a nice controller.
Only problem I have with it doesn't have a mic port. It doesn't, and it also doesn't have all the bells and whistles that most that the basic PS4 controller comes with. So I can't play Detroit Become Human because it doesn't have motion. It doesn't have the motion control.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and so that's like I only use it for shooters. So like if I have to, I'll play it. But otherwise, it's like you can't make that your default controller for everything. Right? It doesn't have everything.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Hey guys, real quick before we wrap up XO18, any additional thoughts on Obsidian X and Exile? I think those are big announcements for Microsoft. Obviously, Microsoft has done a great job building that stable of developers. Any other thoughts, guys? On Obsidian
I don't like the way that they announced the acquisitions. Like it was cool to have Matt Booty on there and have him, talking about the acquisitions, but I think they could have had a better lead up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people didn't know who NXI was, and they had to kind of go back and do their own research. Like it would have been cool to show like some of their previous work, so like people knew like what they were getting into, what their pedigree was. And the same thing with Obsidian. You know what I mean? They've been attached to some of the biggest games. You know what I mean? RPG games ever. You know what I mean? With Nice Old Republic. You know what I mean? Fallout New Vegas. One of the best South Park games ever. You know what I mean? So like, it would have been cool to like show their pedigree and let people understand like what they were actually getting and show their true value. But other than that, like it was great acquisition.
Yeah, no, those are huge gets. I mean, like I said, it definitely, like you said, if you look on paper, if you look at the show on paper, fantastic announcements, right? Yep. Just dive deeper into those aspects, focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Because these are really good wins. These are feathers in the cap moments, for these acquisitions. And maybe have, a representative from, each of those, companies, saying, kind of talking and go a little bit in depth about their pedigree and what they're looking to build and stuff like that. Because one of the cool things when, they got a chance to speak to Ninja Theory and we got a chance to speak to, who's the ones that made, oh man, I'm forgetting the one with the game that has joy in it and all that stuff. Was it Compulsion? What's the name of that one? I believe it's Compulsion.
Yeah, you talking We Happy Few?
Yes. So when you get a chance to speak to them, and they're like, look, they're telling you, hey man, we are free to do what we want to do. That was one of the aspects of the deal, and this is what we're trying to build. Like that kind of stuff galvanizes the base. That kind of stuff gets people excited. They just gotta present a little better, man. That's all I need from them.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like how. Like if you just like you said with Microsoft, if you look at the announcement on Xbox Wire, it doesn't look bad. Just like if you look at PlayStation's E3 press conference on their blog, it looks like a really good show if you take all the context out of what the show actually was.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I like Obsidian. I like Obsidian a lot. I really enjoyed Knights of the Old Republic 2. I'm not a Fallout fan, but so many people feel
they made the best version of Fallout.
They made the best version of Fallout. I enjoyed the Stick of Truth. I missed out on Alpha Protocol, but I hope that becomes back compat or something. Whatever I can do to be able to try it out, because I heard that one was a pretty decent
game.
Yeah,
it's ambitious, definitely ambitious for its time.
And that's what I love to hear about, like the kind of studios they're choosing. Like Obsidian, of course, they needed the help because they're at that stage where you're like that mid-sized studio where you're not quite indie, but you're too big to kind of be able to survive off of just indies alone. So you end up having to do license work in order to keep the lights on. Studios of that caliber, that size, and their quality, like that's exactly the kind of studio Microsoft needed. And they also fill a hole in Microsoft's portfolio that they didn't have, because they didn't have anyone to do RPGs before these two. So now they definitely got that that area locked down. So in the future, you don't have to really worry about, hey, I gotta go to Sony to get my RPG. Actually get some first party here and from a really good dev. So I'm all for it. In Exile, like I said before, I didn't know who they were. I didn't know they made I knew of the Bard's Tale. I didn't know they made that. So that's pretty cool. I actually think they probably will go back, just continue to keep doing what they've been doing. But I could see Obsidian doing a AAA RPG. Because that's always been like their thing. They're very ambitious, and they go for in pre-production they go for the highest of heights, and then end up having to kind of get a little bit realistic and sell back down afterwards once they realize they may not have the budget from the publisher to do what they want or whatever. But when you got Microsoft money, hopefully the budget, the sky's the limit. As the guy from Undead Labs said on the Iron Lords podcast once, that once it became first party, it was that pocketbook opened up. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Absolutely.
Champagne, they're popping bottles. Yeah, Sam actually brings up an interesting point here. He says, interestingly enough, since Playground Games and NXL have 2 studios each, it's still growing. Microsoft Studios now has 14 studios. Sony worldwide now has 13.
Interesting.
It don't matter how many they got. What the quality of them games looking like though.
True that. Indeed.
That's a great point, B. I think, look, I think, and actually I was going to make this point. These are great acquisitions. Now you got to show me what you're going to put out.
Now you got to do it. Now you got to go to work. At the end of the day, I do want to say this though, because I know a lot of the narrative is like, that's nice that they're making these studio acquisitions. Where's the game? And I feel that, but we have to understand too. You have to recognize when someone is deficient. I'd rather them take actions to do something to correct the deficiency. Now it's just a matter of let's wait, let's see what actually are the fruits of this, right? But at least they're trying. That's about it. At least they're trying to do something to help a deficiency.
Absolutely.
That's where I stand. Like I said, coming out of E3, it was like that's all I've been wanting from them for like the last couple of years, where it felt like they were kind of just going away from dedicating to something and having a fight, and and all the people running around like it's over. They're going this, they're going that, they're doing this, they're doing that. That commitment. It's going to take time. I know people keep joking that, wait till next E3. And I'm actually at a point now where it's like, I actually want to see what next E3 brings, because they actually look like they may now have some things to start boasting and talking about. That's all I wanted. That's all I've been wanting to see.
That's all I want to see. Because I'm going to cut you one last thing.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
The reason why is because as a Switch fan, right, was driving me crazy. That I want to get a hold of the networking department. Like I want to sit there and thought let's do a second app for Smash, right? Like so it's like when Xbox gets the vitriol, at least if I'm seeing action towards the thing I have a problem with, I'm cool. But when I keep seeing foolish mistakes or things that they're just beating their own drum and no one's really challenging them and getting at, Switch for these things, these, weird decisions with online. And I'm just like, bro, like that's where I'm like, okay, we have to put things in perspective now. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm in total agreement with you. But I'm saying that's the kind of thing that I kept, I'll go back and forth with people on Twitter on. They're like, just chill out, man. Just chill out. We got plenty of stuff to play. It's like, I know that. My backlog, you don't have to tell me about my backlog. That doesn't mean as a consumer, I got to sit here and be quiet.
Facts.
Yeah. And like you said, same thing with Nintendo. Get that network right. There's no damn reason we shouldn't be able to party chat. It's like, come on. It's like cloud saves fine. That's beautiful. Thank you. I don't feel like I'm going to lose my Zelda save. That's great.
The reason why we can't have gamer tags instead of social security numbers.
Yeah. But you're right. God, keep that same energy all the way through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
great point, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I do want to go to our last topic of the evening. Video Game Awards 2018 is upon us.
Boom.
You're feeling biased. The Game Awards are rigged. That's all I. You know what's crazy? I just want to say something real quick. Just because Nintendo or Xbox doesn't have a game nominated in Game of the Year doesn't automatically make the show biased. I want to point it out there. And B, what did you say earlier? We talked about this offline. B?
Oh no, what did you say? My bad.
Oh, I said, what did we talk about earlier before we went on air about this?
Oh, about Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, ain't no bias, man.
And why is that?
Because, man, great games will always prove themselves. Is it?
Exactly. And call me crazy, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that perhaps there's some third-party content out there that was better than whatever Nintendo may have produced this year from a first-party perspective, and what Microsoft may have produced.
What did Sony? What did Nintendo bring out this year?
What Nintendo games came out this year?
Nothing came out this year for Nintendo.
No.
Mario Party. That's it.
Mario Party.
Yeah. And I heard a lot of people complaining about Mario Party.
That thing's trash.
Mario Party wasn't there. Mario Tennis
Mario Tennis is actually pretty good, but it's not game of the year.
It still wasn't up to par.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we waiting on Smash. That's pretty much it. What other notable games did Nintendo put out this year? Octopath Traveler. I'll shout out that. You know what I mean?
That wasn't Nintendo. That wasn't Nintendo though, wasn't that?
No, that's made by Square.
Square.
Yeah.
So
Octopath is up for a couple of other things.
Yeah. It's just crazy, man, when I see this stuff every year, and I'm just like, Jeff Keighley's game show isn't crap because your favorite developer wasn't nominated for, RPG of the year, whatever. Like, hey, that's fine. You may have played a certain RPG game which you feel is all deserving and better than what's on the list. But you know what? At the end of the day, don't knock the man. Don't knock the hustle.
Oh man!
Enjoy what you enjoy. And that's it. As long as you enjoy
your games.
I think it's hard to say one particular game shouldn't be in a category and another game should be. Like if you didn't play all the games in the category. How can you speak on another game and say what the quality was, or your particular game is better than that game if you didn't play it?
I mean, they had 5 games in the Game of the Year category when most people thought it was only going to be 4.
Yeah, they have a nice. They have a good group of games there, by the way.
Celeste should be
Celeste. I was about to say that. Yeah,
Celeste was lit.
To be in the running, I was actually like, wow, okay.
Yeah, when I saw Celeste, I'm like, yo, how can you even say that this game show is rigged? Because Celeste isn't a big AAA budget title. It's not.
Yeah.
Well, let's be for real. All those games are dead man walking if they ain't named Red Dead Redemption.
True. And that's including God of War. I mean,
God of War got a fighting chance, man.
And you don't want
God of War got a fighting chance, man.
It's got what, a fighting or a puncher's chance.
Hey, it got a puncher's chance.
Right, it don't got a fighting chance.
Third round, man. Look, God of War is not beating Red Dead. Red Dead is a generation defining game.
I mean, it's great. It's great, but you know, it ain't. Yeah, it ain't as special as most people.
What were the other games? Like Zelda won last year. What was the game that released at the end of the year that gave that a push?
Wow, I don't remember.
Because the thing is, the reason Zelda won last year is because that game, people still remembered that game and the things they did in that game. I was watching streams of even PlayStation people that was like fighting between God of War and Red Dead Redemption, and it was like, it's unfair because I just played Red Dead Redemption, so my thoughts are like real cloudy right now on what God of War was. So I think it's just going to win just for the fact that it did something that no one thought a game could do.
Well, guys, real quick, before we,
you might have a point there, man.
Yeah, before we dive in a little bit more of the Game of the Year nominees, let's just go over the list real quick for Game of the Year. And we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, which you talked about, God of War, boy. I know Lord King's gonna love this. Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh, he in the building. You know he doing whatever he can do to make that happen.
Yes, sir. Monster Hunter World. By the way, I'm really happy to see that in there.
Should be in there.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Shut it down.
All of us.
The lights just turned off.
Yeah, I think all of us will probably agree. Red Dead's probably gonna take it, right?
Yeah, Red Dead's gonna win.
I mean, it's a tight one though. I mean, I think that also a lot of people. I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but a lot of people are raving about Odyssey. Like to the point where I'm like, I might have to touch this, man. Like I'm hearing people. Shout out to my man, Richard Hogue. Like, and actually Addict as well too. And he's like, listen, man, y'all sleeping on this Odyssey, and it's crazy because he didn't like Origins that tough. He wasn't a big Origins fan, so I'm like, all right. And I'm thinking it's gonna be kind of the same formula, but especially the actress that she did the Cassandra character.
Yeah,
strong things really from people I trust that are like, yo, Odyssey, man, do not sleep. So I'm not saying it's gonna win, but I'm just saying that look, you know, the fact that it's in there, I might have to, you know what I'm saying, when that little Black Friday sale come through, I'm gonna have to pick that up, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely copping. I just haven't done so yet because of that backlog.
Yeah, backlog crazy.
Odyssey might, and I stopped playing it because of Red Dead. But it was my second favorite Assassin's Creed to Black Flag.
That's what people are saying.
It's good. And I liked it. And I played Origins. And this is much better. It's good.
Every game in the Game of the Year category deserves to be there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Facts. Every single one of them deserve to be nominated for Game of the Year. I don't think there's any other game that has come out. And even with Forza Horizon 4, excellent racer. And even though we go back and forth on whether a racer will ever be nominated for Game of the Year, but even if everyone was just solidly behind, hey, you know, nominate racers, I think it's kind of difficult to kind of bounce one of these games out to put Forza in. It's just been a great year for gaming and just great games in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. It's a great point, Slimmo. So let me ask you guys something, because you know, Forza Horizon 4 is one of the top rated games this year. I mean, why can't that game be on this list?
That's a tough
because the thought process of most of the people in games media and journalism believe that racing games, the things that they do well, they always do well, and it's already hard enough to try to find a different way of improving a game. Like some people will say Forza Horizon 3 is like the pinnacle, and it was kind of hard to figure out how they were going to up it. So they did up it a little bit, but in most people's eyes, racing games aren't that hard to iterate on. All you got to do is just make the cars look a little better, change the locale. I mean, Forza Horizon 4, make it 60 frames per second on a console. versus it being 30 frames per second. And to a lot of people, that's still not enough. Like, it's not doing what it needs to do in order to hit that threshold where journalists be like, I can't ignore this game.
You know, it's not even in the topic of conversation. It's like sports games.
Yep.
Like racers in sports games, they don't even get. You could make the best football game ever created, like the greatest. Like it there's nothing wrong with it.
NFL 2K5.
Yes, sir.
Right.
20 bucks. 20 bucks.
And then it's just what game of the year? Like it's not even in the conversation for game of the year. Not even in the conversation. At most, hey, let's do a sports game of the year category, so we can put this great football game in there. And
they don't even.
That's all Forza's getting. There is a racer, isn't there? Is there a category?
Well, see, that's
racer in sports, and that's the problem I have.
In sports,
that's another problem I have, because it's like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be full disclosure. I wasn't the fan of Overwatch winning game of the year that year. They didn't want it, right? However, I accepted what it was. It was a culture phenomenon. Okay, cool. But it's like there's these unwritten rules, like you guys are saying, that certain games are not allowed to be in game of the year. You know what I'm saying? Category. And then when you look at a category like you look at Forza and you look at the 2K series, or all these sports, these are great games. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them are really good games that just can't get an award because of the way things are structured or the way people view it. And now when I look at that category, now you're combining racing and sports together. It just seems that feels like unfair advantage to Forza now, because now Forza is going to always win that. Like, if Turn 10 and Playground keep that same consistency, are we even if Madden or 2K or whatever have an amazing year, is it realistically going to beat, you know what I'm saying, like Forza if they come with their A game? So I struggle with that.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened last year. 2K put out the highest selling, best rated sports game that they ever put out. Forza still beat it.
Right. It's these I don't want to. I don't be careful with the word bias, but it's these unwritten rules. I'm not gonna go there.
No, you got to be real with it. That's what it is.
I'm just gonna say
it's bias of video game genres. It's this kind of this is an award show, so we can compare this to like the Grammys and the Oscars. You know how you would see, hey, why is it that like for the Oscars, you're always nominating for movie of the year these damn movies ain't nobody ever heard of before? How come you can't nominate the movie the Avengers movie that everyone loved? That never gets any love, but you gonna nominate some damn the Swan or some shit like that? Like,
again, my thing is, I don't care if it doesn't win. Just feel it needs to be nominated. Like the same way I'm on my soapbox with that, I'm on my soapbox with Destiny. Of course, I'm a Destiny stan, no doubt. But at the end of the day, I feel Destiny has some of the greatest soundtracks in music and gaming. That's just my personal opinion. And the fact that Destiny doesn't get a nomination for the last, it's insane to me. Like, again, it's like this stigma. Oh, it's a multiplayer game. Oh, it's a sports game. It can't be, right? So it's just interesting to me where certain things they pick and choose. That's why I was so adamant against. I was like, oh, now y'all letting Overwatch come in because it ain't got no campaign, and now it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I guess that was my hatred towards that whole situation. But I just want them to keep that same energy. Let everybody have a fair shot if the quality of the product is good. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, they definitely do weird stuff. Because wasn't it? What was that one year? Rocket League won. Was it best sports game or was it best racer? And I'm like, is it either one? Like, which
well, it used to be separate things. Now they put them all together.
Yeah, but it was just like it won in that category against actual sports games, and I'm like, but yeah, I get it. You're hitting the ball around. Is it a racer or is it a sports game? It's sort of,
it's like the Grammys with hip hop, for a while, where it's just like, hey, that's a great hip hop album.
Yes,
but it can't be album of the year. So we're gonna put you in this category. An award. We give you the polite clap until you get your ass off the stage. but that's how this. I mean, the Game Awards ain't been around that long, and it's already kind of gotten to that point where it's just like, really, if you want to be Game of the Year, you're gonna have to have a AAA game. It has to be a AAA game. It has to have like a story mode. It has to have a strong narrative, and it can't be a sports game. It can't be a racer. It can't be a straight up RPG. It has to have some RPG elements, but it can't be just an RPG. So like you only the action adventure games really have a shot.
And with it. Exactly. That's why right. That's why I'm like, what was it about Overwatch that year that made them break the rule? It was Blizzard. It was Blizzard. Have a single player campaign. There was no narrative for the characters.
But
I understand it was a cultural phenomenon.
It's Blizzard.
It's Blizzard. That's the
so what's really going on here, right?
Who you are determines whether you get a shot too, because you know damn well Rockstar. People had Rockstar on this list for Game of the Year before this damn game came out. It lived up to expectations. But let's be real.
I mean, people are already saying during the summer, like God of War is Game of the Year, but then people were saying, well, when Red Dead Redemption comes out, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. we were saying that on this podcast. We
were.
God of War is Game of the Year. Oh, let's wait though, because Red Dead's on the horizon.
Red Dead on the way.
Yeah. Hey, all I want to know is why did Denzel have to be crooked before he took it?
Hey,
that's true, right?
Because he should have won for Malcolm X. Damn it!
Hey, Enrique,
that was realistic acting to some.
Why did Halle Berry have to get her porn on?
Fourth Cognito, man. That's
to some that
there's some truth to that.
His acting.
Hey, God, remember he was so real.
So real.
That's exactly how I picture black people.
Right. Hey, but again, that same question: why did Halle Berry have to get bucking naked?
Hey man,
that was a crazy sex scene.
Hey man, that was a great come true for me.
I wasn't mad.
I tell my wife every day. I was like, man, that's the one person right there. And she tells me the same thing. She said, "Yeah, The Rock is the same thing for me."
So, So I mean, you know, the dead's out there. I mean, that's but no, but it's you're right. The Overwatch thing was puzzling.
Very puzzling to me.
So it's not puzzling to me. It's Blizzard.
No,
Blizzard drops when Blizzard drops Diablo 4, it's gonna be a Game of the Year nominee. It may not win, but it's gonna be a nominee.
No, shout out to Chief in the chat. I want to ask y'all this too. As a result of this line of thinking we're all doing, what do you think happens with Fortnite?
Well, I would tell
you phenomenon.
See, this is the thing. If this was last year. And Fortnite hit that high that it hit like at the very beginning of this year, Fortnite might have beat Zelda last year.
True.
But it didn't hit that high until like January, February, March, early this year. That's what hurt that. Because it was doing good. It was doing really good, but Ninja blew it up in like February. So if this was this time last year and Fortnite was really blowing up, you would have saw Zelda take an L, because I think Fortnite would have just overpowered it.
Wow.
It's gonna win best ongoing game. It's gonna win that.
Well, it might.
It shouldn't win best ongoing game though. It shouldn't win that. I'm not gonna say what should win it, but whatever.
We know what you think should win it.
Well, it should win it. Unfortunately,
I don't think it should.
It should.
I look. I think Fortnite deserves to win best ongoing game.
Fortnite should win best multiplayer game.
Guys, we'll get to that conversation. Man, B was going to say something. B, what were you saying, man?
Oh no, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. But real quick, I just want to go to best ongoing game. So we're going to talk about that because I was looking forward to this topic because I knew and I know that. Forte and Slim, we're gonna have difference of opinions on this.
Yeah, look, in this category.
Let him speak first. He gonna tee it up.
Yeah, we'll tee it up for you. Best
in this category. in this category, I think Fortnite should win. I think it deserves the win. As big as the game it is.
Let's talk about the nominees first.
Okay, go ahead.
Best ongoing game: Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Comprehensive Rainbow Six Siege, and nowhere on that list is The Division. So
nowhere on that list.
So go ahead, Slow-Mo. Chime in there.
The first thing I'm gonna say is The Division shouldn't be on that list, and that's fine because shut up. On the list because Massive didn't do much this year. They said they weren't going to do much this year. Shut your mouth, Enrique. No Man's Sky being nominated is a damn.
Should be in the bushes.
It should be. I'm shocked it got the nomination. I was very
best ongoing game. It was a massive flop.
Yeah. It's games as a service, man. It's improved.
No, I don't care. When you were that bad, when you're that far in the bushes, and you just do a decent update to finally make the game what you said it was supposed to be years ago, you don't get best ongoing game. So many different games.
Warframe should have been in there.
Warframe should have been in there.
Yes.
Warframe should have been in there. The big time. I agree.
I would have gave you Warframe beating Destiny. That's about
Warframe
it.
Got robbed. Warframe got robbed.
Warframe not being nominated just kind of shows that, like, really, honestly, some of these people really don't game like that. like they really don't know games like that.
I just want to say something because Warframe is in there. This show is crap.
I'm gonna say Fortnite should win. It deserves the win. And I would say when it comes to Destiny, I also think Rainbow Six Siege.
I was gonna say Rainbow Six Siege should win too.
Siege should win.
Yeah, Siege should win. If we want to keep it all the way up.
I would choose those two over Destiny. Because unlike Destiny, Siege has been strong all year.
For a long time. For a
long time.
Those are the three legit. In my opinion, Fortnite's gonna win this. I already know what's gonna happen. But I got my Forsaken in there. Definitely worthy. Obviously, Siege, man, definitely. I haven't been paying attention to Overwatch lately, so I don't know if anybody here y'all rocking. Like, have they been still staying?
Not after that last update they did with the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, how's it been going for them?
It was pretty lackluster. They keep recycling stuff from past seasons. So
interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I see those. Those are the three. In my opinion.
Yeah, now go ahead, Forte. Tell us why Destiny Forsaken should win.
I'm not gonna tell you Forsaken should win. I'm gonna say that Rainbow Six probably should win just for the fact that game has had consistent content over the last 2 years, and they have not only fixed the game but have made the game one of the most interesting games I've seen that come out over the last few years, especially with their content drops and their loops, and they're about to hit season 4 in a minute. And they're always updating it. I say Destiny is the closest thing to that, actually, especially with this last update. Now I can understand how people say that Destiny 2 had to be fixed, and that's what Forsaken is. But when they announced they didn't say Destiny 2, they said Destiny 2 Forsaken,
right?
Because that game is going to be the ongoing thing for the rest of this year until we get to the next thing, which is going to be in September of next year. So they were just listing off of Destiny Forsaken. I mean, ultimately, I want Destiny 2 to win something because I feel like they deserve to win something. They put a lot of hard work into the game, and being a person that's a stand for it, I definitely would like to see that happen. But I can't ignore that Rainbow Six should be the one that wins it. And I just feel like Fortnite, if this was earlier in the year, I can see Fortnite winning it. But Fortnite just had too many missteps for me, especially with the way that they've been changing their game up and their all the different things they've been adding to the game. They made it really like they put too much comical stuff in their game now. It's like you can't even take that game too serious no more. And I guess for some people that is them updating the game and keeping it fresh for people. But for somebody like me, that's something that I don't want in the game. I mean, if I wanted that in the game, I would go play something like Minecraft where I could just create stuff and make the game the way I want it to be. But that's just a personal preference on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely waving that Rainbow Six flag. Yeah, and I'm a huge Tom Clancy guy, a little biased, but you know what I mean. They definitely put in the work. You know what I mean. It's one of the only tactical shooters that we have that's on consoles. You know what I mean. So you got to give it the nod for that, and they've stayed with it. You know what I mean. They came out of the gate. They had to fix their game in the first year. It was a buggy mess. You know what I mean. Couldn't get into servers. And they definitely put in their work to continue to improve it. And like Forte said, they're going into the 4th season, you know what I mean, constantly adding new characters, new maps, you know what I mean, updating the gunplay, you know what I mean. There's so much stuff in that game, and people, you know what I mean, who aren't really in that realm aren't really going to take notice to it. But if you're still in there and still rocking with Siege, you're enjoying it, you know what I mean, because it's definitely one of the better shooters out there.
Did you hear how many operators they're trying to get it up to by the end of next year?
No, what they say?
100.
What?
Oh, yeah?
Wow.
They're trying to get 100 operators in the game by not the end of next year, by the end of 2020. They want to have 100 operators in the game.
That's
crazy.
Or I'll say it again. Siege is the next Counter-Strike. That game is just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going and going. That makes me hyped to re-up for the next season.
Definitely. When I heard that, it was like 3-4 months ago they said it. I was like, yeah, got to get back into that game.
But you know, Overwatch, I'll say this about Siege and Overwatch. If you're gonna make a game that doesn't have a story, it doesn't have a campaign mode. Those are the two ways that you make that kind of game. You have to have, if you're going to be just all multiplayer, all PvP, you got to have very unique characters that all play completely differently, and you have to put the hours in to learn those characters to be good at them. That's how you increase replay value in these games and develop a community. And it has to be fun. It has to be a fun game to play. Unfortunately, some of these other, wannabes that have tried to emulate what these games have done haven't worked out because just the gameplay wasn't fun. And so they're the best at it.
And Siege is such a great success story because, as we all know, it launched with a lot of issues, and that game has done a complete 180.
Oh yeah,
it really has. So I gotta get back into it. Yeah, kudos to them,
big time.
All right, so let's go to the next list of nominees here. Give me a second while I pull this back up.
I'm looking at it now. I can say it if you want me to.
I got it. Best game direction. A Way Out. Detroit Become Human. Boy. Marvel Spider-Man. Boy. Red Dead Redemption 2. All right. Does Red Dead take this?
I think A Way Out should win.
I haven't played it, so I can't really comment on it. But
I think with this one, I went God of War only for the standpoint of them changing their normal formula.
Yes,
I think that's why I said, I went God. It's a tough one, man. I mean, first, like Red Dead in anything right now is like it's gonna try to snatch up awards, but I had to try to be like, look, if you take it to the letter of the law, you know what I'm saying? No Way Out was different. I love Detroit. I'm a Detroit stan, so I love Detroit. I wouldn't be mad if they pull something off here, but I doubt it. But I
think it's a game though.
Is it that's the other argument. But if anything, if it ain't this, narrative is the only character they might be able to steal.
Yeah, that's true too. So you might have to get. They might have to get us to them by default.
Work with me, baby. I'm trying to give some wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Anything with God, once you got this God of War and Red Dead in any category, is almost an L for the other nominees.
But I can make an argument for A Way Out. If you look at the description of the,
I agree.
The award,
I agree with you.
Outstanding creative vision and the innovation. Yeah, and that whole you got two people and two players, and you have to work together to get out. I mean,
I'm with you.
There's nothing else that we can think of that's doing that. I mean that and a lot of people who played it said, yeah, you know, I got another partner and I have fun with it.
Absolutely.
I didn't personally play it.
Fits it. Yeah. To the letter of law, it fits it. I have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I just struggle with the heavyweights in here because it's gonna be hard.
Strong list, Cognito. I mean,
I hope a way out wins just so we can see old boy back on.
Oh, he gonna
come back and
say, I'm back.
I agree.
And I hope he is as soft as he was last time.
Oh yeah,
he bring that same energy.
Yeah, he needs that same energy.
I will say this: I
love America.
I don't think Detroit Become Human should be in this category. This isn't what I mean. It's the game direction. It's what Quantic Dream always does. I don't see how it's any different.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be excluded because that's what you always do.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can see that. But I mean, I look at all these games and I feel like they all did something that was unique that I hadn't seen as far as game direction goes. That I hadn't seen before this year.
I mean, this is by far the best version of a Quantic Dream game they've ever made.
Facts. No, I think so.
It's by far the best one they did. I mean, I know some people are going to say Until Dawn is.
No, they didn't do Until Dawn. That was
not Until Dawn.
Heavy Rain.
Yeah, Heavy Rain.
Yeah, I think this is their best joint.
They're all running together right now.
You're probably right. This is probably their best game. But it's just I don't know, man. I like God of War with the one shot from the very moment that you cut down that tree. It never switches the camera. It's one shot all the way to the end of the game. Damn, like that's some game direction stuff right there. Like with Red Dead, just
how about those fight scenes on God of War?
Oh yeah, fight like you didn't even sometimes you didn't even realize like, oh, I'm not even fighting. Let me just
right. I'm pressing the button. Oh, I'm not even fighting.
Yeah, but like Red Dead with the gang and for once like I actually was with a group of people and I actually knew all my gang members, their names, their personalities.
Yeah.
What about you hit the cinematics and the music's playing?
Facts. Let me ask y'all a question though. With the two, the double heavyweight in every category, a lot of these what category do we think Spider-Man can actually win?
None.
Can we?
And it's sad because they should win something, but they're not going to win anything.
I'm going with Game of the Year.
Oh, you on the King train?
Yes.
And because I actually enjoyed Spider-Man more than God of War. So
I can't agree.
The game. I really enjoyed it, but it's not going to win any of these categories.
So do we see any? There's no category we can make an argument.
Well, what are all the categories that Spider-Man is in?
All right, so I'll put Game of the Year. Then we got what else? We got let's say game direction.
No,
I don't think it's a narrative. No, it's a narrative. It's a
narrative. It's not winning over
Red Dead. Not over Red Dead.
Let's look at best narrative. Best narrative is
Detroit, which deserved to be in there.
Yeah. And boy.
It loses to all the games in here, even including Life is Strange 2 Episode 1. I played that.
Loses to that too.
Look.
Life is Strange is a good game.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a slight on Spider-Man. Like I said, I love Spider-Man, but that episode, damn, that's some damn good writing and great characters created. I recommend anyone who like Life is Strange 1, like that kind of,
I love part 1. I got part 2.
Telltale, kind of stuff. That episode is very good. It deserves to be there. And like I said, it was for this category, it's the worst one. And that's not bad because it was a great Spider-Man story. It's just it's in the it's going against.
I can see a situation, y'all. Like I was really looking like there could be a chance Spider-Man comes away with nothing.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
How crazy is that? You know what I'm saying? It could be like a Horizon Zero Dawn situation for Spider-Man. Because I'm sitting there,
I think it is.
I couldn't think of one thing to give him.
Oh, it's in the category for best music with Celeste there. No, L. Celeste is going to win that.
He said L.
I mean, Octopath Traveler apparently had great music. Red Dead's music is great. Like, no, you're not winning that.
No, what can we
It's in for best audio design. I mean, I don't really. I mean, maybe it might win that.
Maybe there.
I
don't know.
The guy who does Yuri Lowenthal, who does Spider-Man's voice, is going up against.
But look who he's going up against.
Arthur.
Oh my! He's going up against Arthur, and he's going to. And this is where I think
Cassandra.
Yeah, I think Assassin's Creed might be a dark horse too here.
I can see Assassin's Creed being a dark horse. Yeah.
That's a tough category.
This is between Christopher Judge and Roger Clark. That's probably the most competitive.
It's the most competitive. Yeah. Best performance is super competitive. And I mean, no disrespect to homie from Detroit Become Human too. He did a good job.
Oh yeah, Brian. Yeah. He was excellent in that. And he's very personable on Twitter too. But all five of them deserve in any normal year deserve to win. But it's just Arthur Morgan's going to take it.
Man. I mean, Spider-Man's just in whatever category Spider-Man's in. Tough category.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, like even like best audio design.
He's gonna get a Teen Choice Award.
Damn, honorable mention.
Yeah.
Dude, what about Spidey on best action adventure game though? What about that?
I think that's the only category it could win.
Yeah. No, it's not winning.
I think they go. I think they give them the nod there.
I think God of War wins that.
I think if God of War gets a win in another category,
wasn't Destiny nominated in that category too?
Spider-Man,
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Which Shadow of the Tomb Raider has 0 shot.
Yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider not winning nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them.
I agree with that.
But I think that's the only category Spider-Man might sneak a win in right here.
That might be it. The action adventure might be it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a Red Dead could take it.
Action adventure though? Action?
Yeah. No, it's not action adventure.
I think God of War is God of War is Spidey head up.
I think and I think God of War probably win it because that combat was just amazing.
Oh yeah, throw that axe.
Yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man might win it. The characters,
and the traversal. Look at the category.
Traversal.
It's the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Traversal's money.
Yeah.
But no, they got traversal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
It's a good one, man. That might be the only one, but other than that, and that's even tough for them to win that. Man, I feel Spidey's in a tough spot this year.
Yeah, I think they could win that just on traversal. I mean, there was no jumping or nothing crazy like that in God of War. So,
and I think it probably had more puzzles. I can't remember any puzzles in God of War,
other than the opening up the chest.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that was weak. It beats God of War, even though the puzzles in the lab I thought were really blah. But I mean, I can see it probably taking that, but I still think God of War will win it. But
tough one, man.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man's up for a long night.
Yeah, gonna be the second most sold game this year, and probably won't win anything.
Yeah, and
which is sad because it should win something.
Don't you? Yeah. Well, December 6th.
Best superhero movie or something, game or something.
Yeah.
December 6th, guys.
Make a category for it.
They made a category for all the esports.
That's true.
We got coaches now.
Coaches,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I hope they get all that out in the beginning. Just get all the esports out in the beginning.
Sometimes they don't even show them.
They don't even show that.
They don't even show it. They just announce it.
Yeah, sometimes they don't. They just like
show game trailers then and announce games and don't even show that crap. Yeah,
bro. I promise you, the show is gonna go long. You gonna start.
Speaking of trailers, what surprise trailers are you guys thinking we're gonna see here at the Game Awards?
That's a good question right
We
there.
better get Ashen or I'm a flip. Better get Ashen, bro. Come on, man. The studio says this year it ain't at XO. What's going on, my Ashen, man?
Yeah, flip tables over. Yeah,
I'm about to flip the table, bro. Like, what's going on with this game?
It will be there.
Oh, it better, man.
it better be there.
It will be there.
In the Winter Arcade.
It should have been at XO.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're gonna announce for Winter Arcade.
I hope so, man. That'd be cool to bring back. It would be cool to debut it. Yeah, debut like that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What trailers?
Somebody said Metroid Prime 4 in the chat.
Crackdown single player.
I think Metroid could sneak in there.
That'd be lit.
I think Metroid could sneak in there. I think
The Last of Us.
No,
Nah.
Yeah.
they're not gonna show that game again.
No,
Until E3.
E3. Yep. Yeah, I don't think we'll see anything new. Maybe something from Days Gone, but
I was just about to ask you about Days Gone too.
Yeah, if it's not Days Gone, we're not gonna see anything else from Sony first party until
that's
next
crazy.
year.
Can we see something else from Shadows Die Twice?
No, we might see something from Death Stranding. You know,
Again?
Kojima. Kojima and Jeff Keighley got that bromance.
They got that bromance.
You know,
what I mean?
you know, Kojima gonna be there somewhere.
You know, Jeff was like, he's like,
Some weird trailer that not gonna make any sense. And then
it makes perfect
Did you
sense.
see that they said that the game is done? That they're just doing polish
Polish,
now?
yeah, they're polishing, man.
Wow.
They said the game done.
wow, so it's definitely coming out next year then.
I mean, it could.
PS5 launch.
PS5, man.
Stupid. He said Crackdown single player.
Oh, don't do us like that.
Why?
Beyond Good and Evil 2, I would take that.
I'll take
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah,
I
Beyond
would
Good and
love
Evil
to
would
see
be
that.
sweet.
Yeah.
Or Splinter Cell too. Splinter Cell.
Oh yeah. They
Gotta
need to
close
finally
the
show
show.
that. What's up with Ubisoft not showing that yet?
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, Ubisoft has to have something, man. We know Assassin's Creed ain't hit next year, so
Yeah.
what they got, Assassin's Creed got to have something.
Ubisoft normally drops about 4 games a year, right?
Yep.
So next year they got the Division 2, excuse me, Division 2, and what else? That's the only game I know they're
They
dropping.
got the pirate game.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, the
Skull and
Bones.
Skull and
See a
Bones.
thief killer.
Yeah, right.
Other than that, I don't know anything else that they're dropping next year. So there's got to be games they haven't announced yet, because they'll announce a game and they'll be like, "Yeah, it's coming out in like 4 months."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it could be Watch Dogs 3 or
I would like
Splinter
that.
Cell.
I would enjoy a Watch Dogs 3. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. I think it's about time.
God of War
Watch Dogs
DLC
3 is
announcement.
Good.
Yeah, you never know.
It could be.
I just hope
Bloodborne
it's.
2.
I just hope they have good pacing. I don't want to see no silly ass, ads and like razors and shit walking around like we did.
That was weird.
You know what I mean? Like just keep the
you
show
already
tight.
know.
You know what I mean? Don't over hit us, hit us with crazy ads, every 30 seconds or whatever. Just have a solid, concise show and get up out of there, man.
You already know it's gonna be a bunch of performances, like bands and stuff.
Yeah, like see, like all that stuff.
Gotta be.
I mean, it's cool, but like keep that to a minimum at best. You know what I mean? Like if something like whatever game wins the best soundtrack, you know what I mean, if you want to hit a score from one of those or whatever, like that's cool. And then get up out of there with that, man.
Man, you remember how popping this joint was when Sam was hosting it?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Sam had the best shows.
It hasn't been that good since then.
It literally was like being at a rock event. You know what I mean? Full of rock stars. You know what I mean? They had explosions. Yeah, all type of crazy stuff. Sam was that dude.
Well, that might have been
that
Spike
thing.
TV, right?
Yeah, it was on Spike.
Yeah,
That's what they announced.
That's what I'm saying. It might have been that thing of having a little bit of hands on. It's like you on a network.
Did they reveal?
You're on a network where you have to do, so you have to meet certain time constraints.
Yeah, you got to get them ratings too.
Yeah,
anything like that.
I didn't hear you, Enrique. Say it again.
On Spike TV, did they reveal the 360 on Spike?
I think they did. I don't know. That's a good question.
No, I think they did. I don't know. Anyhow, so
I have a question. I have a question here.
I have a question. We got to wrap up the show, Slow-Mo. Sorry up.
Okay. Why is Sea of Thieves nominated for best multiplayer game?
Because it's a good multiplayer game.
Because it's a just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not appealing to some people.
Okay. So who on here thinks that game had good multiplayer?
Me. I don't, but I know a person in the community that literally jumped out of their underwear when they got announced.
Okay, we both know that same guy. That's one person. Let's realistically here. Okay?
Listen, you got. This is the only category I'm trying for my destiny right here, man.
That's the one they need to win.
Yeah, this the one they gotta win for me. So my thing, it's the only shot they. Oh, now Fortnite's in it. Damn it.
And here's another one. Monster Hunter World in there too.
Yeah. But wait, they got no more. What they multiplayer kind of sucks.
It's co-op.
It sucks.
It's co-op, man. You just gotta know how to get into it. That's all.
You gotta figure out the code. You gotta figure out the code.
Yeah, man.
Well, you gotta know how to get into it.
You just gotta know how to get into it, man. Y'all gotta understand. Like I've been playing Monster Hunter for forever. You know what I mean? Like when it was relegated to only Nintendo consoles. So I understand. You know what I mean?
Up, down.
Yeah. I know how to get in there and get busy. So I mean, it's new to everybody else because they knew the Monster Hunter. But you know what I mean?
I particularly didn't like when I was trying to play with friends, but you would have to you couldn't just all be in a party and
you went crazy on that game.
You had to go through doing it solo, do the cutscene of the monster. Then you can invite people in. I'm like, are you serious? Like it was so disjointed, and there was no explanation for it. Mm-hmm. You know, there was no explaining why it was or what you had to do. It was just like, how come you can't join me? I don't know what's going on. Like that's not good multiplayer, man. I look quality game, but I don't know why it's in this category.
Oh, man. Hey, before we let me ask the question then. So, and I'm not trying to start anything, but what are people upset about as far as like Microsoft nominations or whatever? Because in the multiplayer category, you got Sea of Thieves. Are they upset that nothing was nominated for Game of the Year?
Yes, exactly.
Like Forza Horizon 4 or something
no
like
Game
that?
of the Year.
Wait. People are saying that the show is biased and it's rigged because there's no Microsoft.
They have a Game of the Year in there, man. Red Dead.
Right. That's what I was just going to say.
That. I mean,
some people literally say that Red Dead is going to probably win this because of the graphical fidelity that people see on the Xbox One X.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's an Xbox One X exclusive.
So there you go. 4K. I don't know what they're talking about, man. They got it.
Y'all got the pseudo exclusive right there.
Oh wow. Okay. Not like this.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Borderlands 3 better be at the Game Awards too.
Man, that game was like the worst kept secret ever.
Confirmed, Slow-Mo.
I think it's hard for them to come out and kind of be head and shoulders above what the games are of today, man. I think that's the biggest struggle.
Yeah.
Good point. They need Borderlands 3 to be as innovative as 2 was.
I think I found our lane for Destiny. Best action game. Check out. It's the lane because there ain't no Fortnite in here, bro. Look, hey,
we try to work the system. We gotta find a place
what we got. We got Call of Duty. We got Dead Cells. We got Destiny Forsaken. We got Far Cry 5 and Mega Man, bro.
You guys got that category.
We could do this one, man. No Fortnite in there. No Spice.
I'm with you, Kyle.
Gotta give us one. Just one.
We need one.
We need that W.
I think they're gonna win something.
Watch Far Cry 5 win.
Yup.
Hey, Cognito, I'm just saying we're in the realm of recounts.
You know what? That sounds might win with all the hype. Remember with the plagiarism, with the Philip and all that. So that got crazy hype too. So I'm worried about Dead Cells as a sleeper there.
They're gonna have Philip come out to announce the winner.
Be a cascade of booze from every direction.
Well, hey, gentlemen, I do have to wrap up the show.
Yes.
I got to go to work in the morning, unfortunately. So, hey, I want to give a big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thanks, guys, for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And Cognito, dude, always a pleasure having you on, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. This is lit, man. I miss you guys. I'm always happy when I can do the show. This is one of my favorite, man. You guys are one of my favorite podcasts. Always laughs, always fun. Much salute, man. This is lit.
No doubt, man. Good to have you come through.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Feelings mutual, man. We got mad love for the ILP, man, and love what you guys are doing every Sunday. And please, everyone, check out the ILP. Drop the link in the description below. Cognito, please tell everyone where they can find you, man.
Yes, man. Every Sunday is the Lord's Day, 11 a.m. Eastern on the Iron Lord Podcast YouTube channel. Haven't finalized the guest yet, so I don't want to kind of jinx it yet. But yeah, we should have a guest this week and try to make it fun. We'll probably do some video game award nominees similar as well, and some latest topics again. But hopefully by Friday, I'll try to get you guys what the guest will be. But man, yeah, come check us out. And obviously, you already know Flashpoint, all the Destiny stuff, specific stuff. Actually, I can announce that. We have a Destiny. Forte already know the deal because I gave him the J and we was playing Destiny today. But yeah, we're gonna have Cactus HD, Rick Cactus from one of the big, huge content creators from Destiny. He's gonna be on Flashpoint on Saturday. We're gonna have him Saturday, special time Saturday at noon. So we're gonna talk that Destiny. We're gonna talk that Luke Smith firing his shot back at Activision at the earnings call. So Bungie ain't hearing that, you know what I'm saying? So word. Yeah, it's lit right now in the Destiny community because
they got a little backbone.
Yeah,
and he throw him up under that train, man.
Yeah, let's be real.
And he was like, "Not my destiny,
not my destiny." Like, like that's a fireable offense. So for him to put that and everybody to ride with him, we got to talk about it. Thunderlord, all the good stuff that's going on in the community. So check that out on Flashpoint on Saturday. And then, like I said, on the Lord's Day, we will have hopefully the guest announcement. You should have that by Friday. I'll get that to you guys.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's certainly look forward to that. And again, man, thank you again. Big shout out to the ILP, man. We love you guys. So
thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure. Yeah. Slow-mo. Where can people find you, man?
Y'all can find me on Twitter, same name, and also on the Scumcast, the scummiest cast of the land, and
Potter
on Saturdays. I think 4 p.m. Easternish. It might be a little later. It might be a little earlier. It all depends on Luca. So it's all good. But yeah, check us out. It's a lot of fun on Saturdays.
Yeah, it's a great podcast too. Big shout out to Luca and everyone on Scumcast, man. It's always entertaining. Good show. So, Forte, where can people find you, man?
Yo, as always, thanks for stopping by. Cognito, second time talking to you today, brother.
No, man, he was gaming. He was carrying me in Crucible today, man. Oh, thank you for the birthday shot, bro.
Man. I for real. That shot is going to be waiting for you on Twitter at 12 o'clock tonight. So, but you guys can catch me over on YouTube at Gaming Forte, and the same thing at Twitter, Gaming_Forte.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And E. Jackson, what about you, man? Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me when I'm not here. You can find me on the Gaming Perspective Saturday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern. And other than that, on Twitter, EC Jackson with an X. And yeah, that's it. I'm trying to get my attendance back up here on BRAP.
Get his attendance back up. Hey man, you got a life, man. You got some stuff going on. Yeah.
I haven't been just running around, playing around. So yeah, but no, things are looking steady. So I should be back pretty regular.
No doubt.
All right, man. Awesome, man. B Money, what about you, man?
Yeah, man. You can find me actually right after the Gaming Perspective, man. On Saturday nights at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Over on Tick Podcast. We actually just started a new channel. So definitely check us out on Twitter and follow the link to hit the new channel up. But other than that, man, just find me on Twitter or your local gaming console. I'm on just about every one of them. So hit me up.
Nice.
All right, awesome. Well, again, thank you for our guest tonight, Cognito. And we'll be back next week. Same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy your week gaming. Have fun. Don't take the Video Game Awards nominees so serious. And just, do your thing. So
yeah, for real. Don't let it give you stomach aches, man.
Yeah.
Remember, your game of the year is the only one that matters.
That's right.
Exactly.
That is facts, though.
Dude's probably calling it sick.
There'll be more games to play in the future, man. So it's all good.
Dude's probably calling it sick off those nominations.
Right.
Unless it's the Quiet Man. If your game of the year is the Quiet Man,
you in the bushes.
Oh, crazy. All right. On that note, we're out. Peace.
Later.
Peace.